afternoon, students. We have been looking at the adverbs, prepositions, and conjunctions. So this is the advanced class, and today we are going to continue with the conjunctions. Remember, we looked at some of them, so today we are just going to continue with the remaining conjunctions. So we have the conjunctions here. For instance, I had told you au is a conjunction. It just means or. Au simply means or. For instance, this is an example of a sentence where au is used. Tafadhali nunua mchele au unga ya ugali. It just means please buy. Nunua is to buy. Mchele is rice. Au unga ya ugali. So, tafadhali nunua mchele au unga ya ugali. I told you mchele can mean, actually mchele is rice, but in Kiswahili, mchele is unshelled rice. When you buy rice before cooking it, it's mchele. But once you cook it, it becomes wali. Then mpunga is rice in the garden. So the name changes like that. Au unga ya ugali. Unga is just flour. Then ugali is posho. It's a meal cooked in Africa. Then we have the next sentence. So here, tafadhali nunua mchele au unga ya ugali. So you either, you can buy, tafadhali please, nunua mchele, buy rice or unga ya ugali. You can buy rice or flour for posho. Then the next sentence is jibu maswali katika sehemu ya a au sehemu ya ba. Jibu is to answer, maswali ya questions, answer maswali katika in between sehemu ya a, you choose questions in section A au sehemu ya ba, sehemu ya B or section B. Then we have number 3, nitaenda Nairobi kwa ndege au kwa gari. I will go to Nairobi, and is to go Nairobi kwa ndege using an aeroplane. I told you ndege is aeroplane, but the primary meaning of ndege is the bird. So before the aeroplane came, we had the birds. So when the aeroplane came, people saw something flying like the birds. So that's why they called it ndege. Au kwa gari. So I'll go to Nairobi using aeroplane or by car. Then the next one is wala. Wala just means neither, no. Remember, there are rules that mark all this stuff. The rules, every language has its own rules. We have, for instance, and don't forget, wala is often followed by a negative. Wala is often followed by a negative, where in English, the affirmative is used. So in English, remember, when you use neither, no, it has to be, when you use affirmative, then it's followed by negative. For instance, in Kiswahili, we have hakuna maji wala maziwa. This just means there is no water, neither is there milk. Then we have ila. Ila just means except. It also means but. It also means unless. For example, we have a sentence like matunda haya ni matamu, ila yale ni matamu sana. It just means these fruits are sweet. Though, but the other ones are more, or they are more sweeter, something, except that. But the other ones, only that, the other ones are sweeter. Then we have the second sentence, it's like wanafunzi walifika, wanafunzi walifika shuleni. Wanafunzi walifika shuleni mapema, ila wale wagonjwa. The students came to school early, but the sick students didn't come to school early, maybe because they were sick. Then the third one is miti hii imekauka. These trees are dry, ila ile imekauka sana, but the other ones are more dry. These ones are dry, yes, but the other ones are very dry. Then we have the next one is kama. Kama just means if, like, it also means approximately. For example, we have a sentence like kuenda Makerere ni kama kilomita 1 kutoka kwangu. To go to Makerere University, it's like kilometer. Kilometer is a kilometer. 1 kilometer from my house. Then the next one is atakuja kama ataweza. Atakuja is to come. Kama if ataweza. He will come, he or she. Remember in Kiswahili, means he or she. He or she will come if she will be able to come. Then the next one is alinunua mikate kama 15 hivi. He bought around or approximately 15 loaves of bread. Then we have kwamba. Kwamba just means that, i.e. said that. For example, Rais alisema kwamba watu wote wabaki nyumbani. This just means the president said that everybody should remain at home. Then the next one is tuliambiwa kwamba China ilijenga hospitali ya kutibu watu waliokuwa na virusi vya corona kwa siku 10 peke yake. We were told that China constructed a hospital which was to manage or to treat those who are sick with the coronavirus patients for only or in 10 days. That was great. Then we have madaktari walisema kwamba kila mtu anawe mikono vizuri kwa sabuni. Madaktari are just doctors. Walisema kwamba, they said that kila mtu, everybody, anawe is to wash hands, mikono vizuri kwa sabuni, to wash the hands very well using soap. Isitoshe, as if that's enough, watumie sensitizer. Sensitizer in Kiswahili are called vieuzi za kuua virusi vya corona that kill the coronavirus. Pia walisema kwamba mtu akuwe umbali wa kilomita 3 kutoka kwa mwenzake. That was the social distance. People should be a distance of around 3 meters from the other, ili kujikinga na virusi vya corona, so as to avoid the spread of the coronavirus. We have ingawa. Ingawa just means although. It also, in English, it can mean this. It has the same meaning with though. For instance, we have Bora alisema anakuja ingawa hajafika. Bora is somebody's name. Actually, Bora is a name of one of my students from Korea. She's at the Korean embassy. So we have Bora alisema anakuja ingawa hajafika. Bora said that she's coming, but she has not yet arrived, although she hasn't come or she hasn't arrived. Watu walikubali kunawa mikono na sabuni au kwa sabuni kila mara, ingawa walisema walihitaji bei ya maji ipunguzwe. People accepted to wash their hands using soap, though they asked or they requested the government to reduce the price of water. Usually we say kwa sabuni, not na sabuni. I already taught you how to use na and kwa, so we say kwa sabuni. Then the next one is we have wanafunzi walienda nyumbani ingawa hawajui watarudi lini shuleni. So this is about the students. After the lockdown, students went home and they didn't know when they were to return to school. Up to now, students are in holidays, such a long holiday, and sincerely they do not know when schools are going to open. They say they may open, they may go back in September, late September. So they are still waiting. So this sentence just means wanafunzi walienda nyumbani. Students went home. Remember when the lockdown started, the students were told to go home. Ingawa hawajui, though they don't know. Hawajui watarudi lini shule, though they don't know when they are returning to school. We have another one here, basi. Basi just means and so, well then, enough. We have basi and so, it means and so, well then, enough. We have, for instance, basi tuende hospitalini. Then, and so, let's go to the hospital. We have another sentence, umeshamwambia ukweli, basi nyamaza tu. You've already told her or him the truth. Now just keep quiet. And so, keep quiet. Well then, keep quiet. So that basi means all that. Then we have, sawa basi, okay then, or well then, nitamwambia, I will tell him or her. Then the next one is kisha. Kisha just means in addition, moreover, and then after. For example, fua nguo zote kisha upike chakula. Wash all the clothes and then you cook food. Fua is to wash clothes. I told you fua is only and only used to mean washing clothes. So you cannot kufua mikono. You cannot fua your hands. We wash the hands. Tuna nawa mikono. You can say nawa mikono or osha mikono, but you cannot say fua mikono. Even you cannot say fua gari. Gari is a car. We just say maybe safisha. Safisha is to clean. Safisha gari. You cannot say fua gari. No. Fua is only for clothes. Fua nguo zote kisha upike chakula. Wash all clothes and then, or in addition, or afterwards, cook food. Then we have next down here is na. Na is a major conjunction. Na just means and. It also means also. For instance, na occurs after infinitive verbs, and in other contexts, its translation is dependent on its context. For instance, tulienda na Yeshi. This just means we went with the Yeshi. Sorry, tulienda na Yeshi just means we went with the Yeshi. Tulienda na Yeshi simply means we went with the Yeshi. We went with Yeshi. Yeshi is one of my students at the Korean embassy. She's a Korean. I have such connection with my students. Some of them allowed me to use their name. Alijenga nyumba karibu na hospitali. So he built a house near a hospital. Remember I told you some of this usage of na can have different meanings depending on the context of the sentence. So this na in this sentence, it just means near a hospital, karibu na hospitali, near the hospital. Alipigwa na mama yake. She was beaten by her mother. Alipigwa na mama yake just means she was beaten by her mother. Then we have alileta mkate na sukari. She brought tea and sugar. She brought, mkate is not tea. Mkate is bread. She brought bread and sugar. Alileta mkate na sukari. Mkate is bread. She brought bread and sugar. Then we have Yon. Yon is also one of my students at the Korean embassy. Na Jen walifanya kazi vizuri sana. Yon and Jen did work very well. Next, tulienda na Mafarisayo. Tulienda, yun, beware, jilinde, jilinde na Mafarisayo. Jilinde, jilinde, I told you this G is self. It goes back to self. For instance, jilishe means feed yourself. Jipike, if they say jipike, you cook yourself. If they say jiandike, it means you write yourself. Jisome, it means you read for yourself. Jifulie, wash for yourself. So this, when they use G, it just goes back to self. So jilinde just means guard yourself. Jilinde na Mafarisayo, you know the Pharisees. So this just means be aware of or guard yourself from the Pharisees. Then we have pia. Pia just means also. It also means too. We have tena. Tena just means again, furthermore or besides. Then we have juu ya hayo. That is just furthermore. That's furthermore. We have pamoja na hayo, in addition to that. Thank you for being such wonderful students. I know my students have always been, you love the studying, you are eager and you are wanting, you want to know. So I'm sure we shall continue from there. You are not calling me because I'm expecting you to at least contribute. Let me know where you understand, where you want more clarification, and any other thing you need, really, because I know what we are doing is not so easy, and since we are not one-on-one, it's a bit hard for you to understand some of these things. Yet I don't know how you are feeling. I don't know what you are picking and what you want me to repeat. But if you write to me, please write to me. You have my contacts. Write to me. Let me know where you need my help. I can always, I can write to you too. I can find time for you. I've always had a lot of time for my students. I can actually make an appointment and meet you one-on-one. We shall have the masks and we shall observe the social distance so that you understand this. You know, with the language, practice makes perfect. So I expect you to do a lot of practice and do too. These things here just needs you to understand. Just try to understand them. Just know peer is also or two. I'm sure we shall be there. Thank you for listening to me.